Hi, this is David Farkas with Red Dot Forum. Today, we're going to take a look at Nitecore USB chargers, a really cool new accessory for Leica cameras. So stick around. Let's face it, batteries are a necessary evil for digital photography, right? Once you run out of batteries, that's it. There's no more pictures. Gone are the days of Leica M3s and M6s, or Nikon FM2s, right? Fully mechanical cameras, you could keep shooting to your heart's content. You may not have had a light meter, but you could keep shooting. In the age of digital photography, with live view and video and high resolution image sensors, the cameras need a lot of power. I can't tell you how many times I've been out shooting, having just the most amazing day, shooting hundreds of pictures. The light is fantastic, the weather's great, everything's going my way. And then I have to stop because I've just run out of batteries. I gotta go back to the hotel, take a break, plug in the batteries, it breaks up momentum, and it's just not great. You know, you don't feel good saying, what did I miss because I just didn't have an extra battery. But it sometimes seems like you can never have too many extra batteries. I've carried 3, 4, 5 batteries. It's still not enough. And later on, I learned that I could just take a charger with me, pop it in my bag with a little short 1-foot cable, didn't take up too much space, too much weight, and the trade-off was worth it because if I stopped at a restaurant to have lunch or grabbed a coffee at a cafe, I'd make sure and look around the room, see if they had any AC outlets that were accessible. So I'd sit down at my table, plug in the battery, and wait, see if I could get just a little extra charge to lengthen my day that much more. When I'm out landscape shooting, I'm in the middle of nowhere. And the thing is, there are no cafes, there are no restaurants, because you can't plug into a tree. So it's even worse in that scenario. And you're facing down an incredible sunset with no battery, and you gotta go home. So I've always wanted a solution where I'm able to charge on the go. And thankfully, there's a company called Nitecore, and they've come out with a full range of Leica-specific USB portable chargers. And this is really important because instead of having to plug in AC into a wall outlet, they come standard with USB. The great thing is USB is easily adaptable to a wall outlet. I mean, heck, how many different phone chargers do you have sitting at home, those little prongs, sitting in a drawer somewhere, because every time you get a new phone, a new iPad, it comes with them. And you just throw it in the drawer, you got an extra one. You can plug into any of those. Almost every car has a USB port in it now, or 2 or 3, and you can plug in and charge there, or in an airport at a charging station, or on the airplane itself. And my favorite, especially for out and about shooting, is using a portable battery pack. So many people have these for their phones. I have 3 of them myself, and I can plug my iPhone in to make sure I can keep going, especially when I'm traveling and I'm pulling up maps and translation and other things on my phone all the time. It definitely runs the battery down. So I make sure to keep that in my camera bag anyway. And this is great because now I can throw the Nitecore charger in with my battery pack and keep a battery on there all the time, charging while I'm shooting. No more stopping for my 4th or 5th or 6th coffee of the day just to get a little extra charge. Now I can keep shooting as long as I want to because I know that I'm gonna have the charge to do it. And it gives me ultimate flexibility. So I'm really a big fan of these. I've incorporated it for several of the cameras that I shoot with personally. So let's take a look. We're gonna start with one that I've been using a lot lately. The first charger I wanna show you is the Nitecore UL-Q charger. And this is compatible with the Leica BP DC12 battery, which I have right here. Just pops in like so, and nice and secure. The BP DC12 battery actually is compatible with 3 different Leica cameras. The Leica Q, the Leica V-Lux Type 114, and most recently the Leica CL, which I've been shooting with a lot, so ever since this came out, this has now been an essential part of my Leica CL kit. It goes everywhere with me. It's nice and compact, as you can see here. The battery goes in securely, snaps in to remove, press up, and it comes out. There is a little bit of tension on there, so don't be alarmed if it takes a bit of force to take in and out. On the back side, we have our USB Type A cable, which you see there. And it has a little channel, so when you're not using it, you can just snap it in there and tuck it in, and it sits nice and flush, as you can see there. If we are going to use this on a table, because it's recessed, you can just lay it down like so, and the cable sticks out without wobbling. To operate this, basically we just need to find a USB power source. What's great is when I'm traveling, I often use this device. It's called a MyCharge, and I like it. It's a battery pack, I think a 6700 milliamp hour, and it has prongs that you can just plug right into the wall. I don't need to remember a cable. They tuck away. And it's got micro USB and lightning connector for my iPhone. Also, like many battery packs, it has a USB Type A port right here on the top. So if I plug this guy in, push my button to start, you can actually see right on the screen, it is now charging, and we don't need any wall power. So I've got the battery level here. This one's probably about half full at this point. It shows me the health of the battery, which is great, the temperature, the charge amperage in milliamp hours. So if you just see here, when we get up to 1,000, it's basically 1 amp. And then it shows me how much it's been charged total. So kind of cool. Definitely gives you more information than the standard charger, just for comparison's sake. This is the standard Leica charger that comes with the CL. And we've actually shortened it here using a 1-foot power cord, which makes it easier to travel with, but certainly not as easy as the Nitecore charger. And that one requires mains power or AC power. Here, I can charge this anywhere. So I often will just take this as is and make sure to keep a spare battery on here charging all the time in my camera bag. When I run out, all I have to do, reach into my camera bag, grab this battery, swap out, put the dead battery on here to charge up, and I keep going. This battery pack has a lot more juice than the camera batteries, so I can get a few charges out of one of these battery packs. And I still have enough to top up my phone. So it's pretty cool. If I'm out and about, driving around in the car, I can just plug this guy in directly right into my car accessory port. Some cars don't have very accessible USB connectors, so Nitecore actually makes a little extension cable. You just plug into this female end here, and then it gives you a extension for your male connector to go into the outlet. So let's say that I'm traveling, I'm in a hotel room, or I'm home. I'll just use one of these. And I think pretty much everybody watching this video has a few of these guys laying around, right? Every time you get a new phone, a new iPad, you're gonna get one of these. So they're pretty ubiquitous among my house. I got a few of these in my junk drawer, some in my desk drawer at work. So there's always one of the little wall chargers available. This one's a 1 amp charger, which matches up perfectly with the Nitecore charger, which also tops out at 1 amp. And now we have a super convenient travel charger that plugs into the wall and that you can also plug your phone into. Okay, so next up we're going to talk about the Nitecore ULSL. If the name isn't super obvious, it's to charge this battery, which is a battery for the Leica SL. This is a camera that I use a ton, especially for landscape photography. Normally I would have to go out with 3 or 4 of these to shoot a full day because I'm going to be wandering around in the woods, and in case you haven't noticed, there are no outlets out there. And the last thing you want to have happen is you're shooting a beautiful sunset at the end of the day, or into the night, the Milky Way, Northern Lights, an amazing show. The last thing you want to see is a dead battery. and that you have no more in the bag to go. So having this and being able to operate this off of my portable battery pack, or I might actually bring another, a second or even a third battery pack with me to keep these topped up. Very often you also have weak cell service out there, so I have those anyway as a safety precaution to make sure I can keep my phone charged. To insert the battery, let me just show you that again. It's pretty easy. Just kind of angle it like so and snap down. The battery is nice and secure. It won't fall out. To remove, just lift up the back here and slide out. And that's it. For comparison's sake, you can see how much larger the Leica SL charger that it comes with is, and that actually requires you to put the cable in, which is right here. Right, so we have that same 1 foot cord, which makes this relatively small, but overall this is a pretty decent sized charger, and when you compare it against the Nitecore, it is massively large. So I would much rather take 2 of these chargers and be able to charge 2 batteries at the same time in my hotel room. That way I don't have to get up in the middle of the night to change batteries. I can just charge 2 batteries and I'm good to go for the next day. And then I've got 1 charging in my bag, or even 2 charging in my bag all the time. So this has been amazing, especially for landscape photography on the SL. I absolutely love it. All right, so let's look at the Nitecore UL M10. If you haven't figured out the naming scheme by now, I think you can figure out this is for the Leica M10 batteries. This one's a little different. You'll notice the charger is definitely a larger profile because it is a dual charger. So we can charge up to 2 batteries at the same time, which is pretty neat. The charger's designed a little differently because it's a bit heavier when you put 2 batteries in on the front. It doesn't have that same self-contained USB cord. This is actually a separate USB cord that's removable. On this end, we've got a micro USB connector, and on this side, we have the standard USB Type A connector, just like the others. This is removable, so if you wanted to put in a longer cable, you could, or if you want to remove this entirely for travel, you can do that as well. It's pretty cool. So there's little rubber feet, it's nice and secure, and this is designed to plug in to your outlet and makes for a nice home charger as well as a travel charger. Honestly, I'd like to see Nitecore make a single M10 battery version that's as compact as the other ones, but I love the convenience and having the ability to have a mobile USB charger for the M10 because it is a very popular camera for Leica, and a lot of M10 owners take their cameras on travel, going to foreign cities, walking around, a lot of street photography, and if you use live view a lot, you're going to chew through these batteries pretty quick. So I'd take the trade-off certainly of having the larger charger and being able to keep 2 batteries topped up in your camera bag at all times. Also, if you're traveling, being able to just have 1 single double charger rather than 2 smaller chargers takes up about the same amount of space anyway. Still, double charger's cool. Would really like Nitecore to come out with a single M10 charger. The other double charger that Nitecore makes is a lot smaller. Here I've got the batteries on it already, and this is the UL109. That may not be as self-explanatory as the other naming, but it's named after the D-Lux Type 109, which is the previous Leica D-Lux. These are BP DC15 batteries, and it's compatible both with the D-Lux Type 109 as well as the current D-Lux, which is the D-Lux 7. They share the exactly the same batteries, so all the same accessories, and if you have these, you're in good shape. I really like how compact this is. It doesn't have the same large dimensions that the M10 charger has, more like the ones for the Q and the CL. So this is really cool. Love the size of this, but you may be wondering, since I have the batteries on here, where is the USB charger? Certainly not on the sides. Nitecore has done kind of a cool job here. This black rubber strip, if you look on this side, is actually a self-contained cable. So you can plug this in the same way. It's going to be a little shorter, might dangle a bit, but given the light weight of this charger with the batteries, it's not going to be an issue. So you can easily plug this into a wall, hang it there, and it'll be just fine. It won't pull out. Next up in the lineup is the Nitecore UL M240 charger. So this is a little more self-explanatory. It's to charge the battery from the Leica M240, the BP SEL2. Battery pops on, again, nice and secure. To remove, just press up slightly and angle out. Nice and easy. We've still got the same display, the same self-contained USB Type A charger cord. And this battery is compatible on a lot of Leica cameras. So the original M Type 240, the MP240, the M262, the MD262, and currently in the lineup is the M monochrome Type 246. So they all use this battery. Those are all live view capable cameras. So this battery definitely will see good use if you're walking around and shooting a lot with a 240 on live view or a monochrome on live view. Personally speaking, I would go through 3 or 4 of these in one heavy day of shooting of walk around photography. And I can't tell you how much I wish I had one of these when I still had my M240. So this is nice, great compact dimensions, similar in size to the charger for the Q and the CL. You can pop this in your camera bag, no problem. And if you want to take 2 of these on your trip, highly recommended. Again, also much smaller than the stock charger. So last up, we have the UL M9. This is to charge the battery from the Leica M9 generation. These are also compatible with older Leica M8 and M8.2 batteries, as well as the first generation monochrome. These batteries simply slide in, click, nice and secure. And on the back, same as before, we have the self-contained USB Type A cord for charging, same display. And it's really nice that Nitecore actually made these given how many M8, M8.2, M9, and original monochromes are still on the market. The M9, the M9P, the M monochrome, still really highly in demand. So a lot of people have these batteries and these cameras, they still travel with them. M9 has a cult following, as does the monochrome. So a ton of these batteries out there. Nice to see a good travel solution. And something else that's really cool about this, and I think very useful as we're getting a little up there in the age of these batteries. I'm gonna plug it in here so I can show you. See, batteries generally have a lifespan. They are rated for a certain number of charge cycles. And a battery like this, let's say this was from an original M9 in 2009 or 2010. So we're going on 8 or 9 years of how old this battery is. And as good as lithium ion is, it still has a usable life. So if it's been charged 500, 600, 700 times, charged, used, that's definitely going to affect its lifespan and ability to hold a charge. The Nitecore chargers have a really cool feature. Right at the top here, you can see where it says good. And that is the health status of the battery. So it's actually running a diagnostic on this, and it'll tell you if the battery is good to use or not. Because the last thing you want to do is think that you're using a fully charged battery, put it in your camera, get 10 shots, and all of a sudden your camera dies without any warning. And that can happen on the older batteries. People think, oh no, my camera's broken, but it's not that. It's that the battery has exceeded its useful life, and you don't want to damage your camera by using bad batteries. So this lets you see right at a glance immediately if the battery is good or not. As you can probably tell, I'm a big fan of these Nitecore chargers. They've really changed the way that I've approached travel photography and landscape because it's really reduced a lot of stress for me. There's only 2 things that I'd like to see from Nitecore. One, as I mentioned before, is an M10 charger with a single battery that's going to be a lot more compact than the double model. I do like the dual model, but having a single battery compact M10 charger would be great, especially for people on the go. with smaller camera bags. And the other one is I'd like to see them come out with a charger for the Leica S, because I use the Leica S a lot for my landscape photography, and I would love to be able to have the same flexibility I have for the CL, the Q, the SL, the M, and the CL. I've just gotten so accustomed to using these chargers with all my other systems that I really feel it's kind of lacking with the S system. But obviously, we're hoping they come out with those. It'd be great. If you want to pick up your own Nitecore charger, they're great value, $60 for any of them. The double, the single, doesn't matter which system, which is less than you'll ever pay for a Leica battery or a Leica charger. These are probably, I'd call it a no-brainer. If you have a Leica camera that is compatible with a Nitecore charger, you should just get a Nitecore charger, period. I've got links right here in the description. Just click the eye icon in the video. You'll go right to Leica Store Miami. They have the full range of the Nitecore chargers and can help you out determining if it's going to work for you. If you have any questions, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. If you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And as always, you can check out red.forum.com for the latest Leica news, reviews, show reports, technical articles, and more. Until then, we'll see you in the next video.